So are wide grip pull-ups the best thing you can do when targeting your lats and trying to build maximum muscle when it comes to your back development? I'm going to be answering that question today, talking about why some people may think this, and then also giving my recommendations of what you guys should do when trying to maximize your back training, specifically your lats. So let's jump straight into the video. So doing wide grip pull-ups for a long time has been known one of the best ways of building your lats or targeting your lats, and for a couple of reasons. For one, when we go for a wider grip, we're putting ourselves in a position, because our elbows are flared out to the side, that we don't get a huge amount of work from the mid-back, because we're not focusing on retraction of the shoulder blades, but we're focusing on bringing the elbows down towards the hips, which is basically what the lats are going to be doing. So we kind of put ourselves in the position, or the movement we do is mainly focused or done by the lats. So we think that therefore we're going to get more growth there. The other thing is when we're doing this exercise, we tend to feel more fatigue or more failure in those muscles. So we think, okay, if we can feel it more in that muscle and we're creating that fatigue or failure in the muscle, therefore we're going to be leading to more overall growth. And although that may make sense, I'm going to tell you in this video that it's not going to be the best thing for any of you that are trying to maximize your back growth, specifically what's going on with your lats. What I recommend for more people to do is to start doing a more of a narrower grip. The problem when you're doing a wide grip pull-up is that the fact that you're minimizing some of the benefits you can get from doing this amazing exercise. We've got too comfortable with the idea of constantly trying to isolate muscles, thinking that's going to be the best way to build more overall growth. And really we should be switching that over and thinking, how can I incorporate more muscle into an exercise so I can lead to more overall growth? If we're thinking of just doing the wide grip pull-up, we're focusing on trying to isolate the lats more. The problem is with that though, is that we're missing out on a big proportion of our overall back, which is going to be our rhomboids and our traps. We want to be building those up. We want to also get the thickness in the back. Too many people are focused on this whole lat spread, but what we really want to focus on is creating that width, but also the thickness in the back. And we want to think about how we can try and turn the pull-up, which is one of the best back exercises you can do, and try and get more out of that exercise. So what I want to focus on is what things you should be doing and comparing that to what you get when you do the wide grip pull-up. So when we look at the wide grip pull-up, obviously by the name, we're picking a wider grip than what we normally would. We would pick maybe a shoulder width position. So we're going to be looking at going wider than that. And obviously depending on your arms and that and what's comfortable, some people may pick wider to others, but you pick what's more comfortable. However, the problem is for the majority of people, when you go for this ultra wide position, a lot of people bottom of the grip tend to get shoulder irritation. Where if you pick a narrow grip, which is going to be a lot more easier on the joints, you don't tend to have that same issue. You've got to try incorporating the idea of certain exercises, how they feel to you and what are the risks associated with them. You may get more lat development when doing a wider grip, but is it worth it at the expense of predominantly making more gains in the mid-back as well, or potentially ruining your shoulders? A lot of people when doing that wide grip will feel that. If you do, don't do them. The other thing we have to look at is going to be the range of motion. Range of motion is going to dictate also the time of attention, and this can be a key thing when trying to maximize our hypertrophy. When we have a wider grip, we're going to be shortening the range of motion, where obviously say our end goal is just to get our chin over the bar. If we pick a really wide grip, look how far I'm hanging from the bar. Now I don't have to travel as far to get my chin over the bar. However, if I pick a narrower grip, I'm now hanging far lower because I'm taking advantage of my arms. The straighter I can make my arms, the longer the range of motion is going to be. At this position, I'm at a much longer range of motion, and I have to pull those muscles a lot further to be able to get from start to finish. So by actually going to a narrower range of motion, you're going to be taking those muscles through a longer range of motion. You're going to be increasing the time of attention, and this is going to lead to more overall growth. The other thing is we're going to be looking at is obviously with our arms out to the side, when we're thinking of pulling our elbows in behind and getting that shoulder retraction, this is what's going to be responsible for working the rhomboids and the mid traps and building that thickness of the back. When we're thinking of doing our wide grip, our elbows stay out to the side. You might see the shoulder blades coming down a bit, but that's not the prime focus of the movement. Most of the work is done by the lats, where if we come into a narrower grip and as we pull, we come down, but elbows coming behind, we're getting more movement in there. So you want to be thinking, okay, we might get more activation or feel it more in our lats. However, by moving to a narrower grip, not only are we going to be really hitting the lats, because we still have to bring the elbow joint all the way down So we're working the lats, we're also taking those lats through a far longer range of motion. We're also having them under tension for a lot longer. We're also going to be putting ourselves in a position where we can get that retraction of the shoulder blades, meaning we're getting more muscles used. The other thing is, if we can get more muscles involved, we can then take more loads. We can therefore place higher tensions in the muscle. If we can maybe do 5 pull-ups doing wide grip, but we can do 8 doing narrow, we're taking our muscles to a higher level of tension or more volume, which could lead to more growth. If we are stronger in that position because we're incorporating more muscles, we can maybe go into weighted pull-ups and things like this, where we can then put more overall tension on those muscles or on the lats, and therefore lead to more growth. Think about it as the kind of idea of doing pull-ups and chin-ups. By doing the chin-ups, we're incorporating the biceps, which some people will say makes it easier, but the thing is, it now makes us stronger because we're getting more muscles involved. Therefore, we can take heavier loads, therefore we can place more tension on those muscles. So actually focusing on that narrower grip is not only going to make it easier on our joints, not only are we taking those muscles for a longer range of motion, not only are we incorporating more muscles into the movement, we're going to be getting more overall back development. We can take more loads and do more volume. So for any of you that are trying to maximize your overall back training, specifically trying to get bigger, wider lats, forget about doing the wide grip, start focusing on shoulder width or even narrower, and start getting the gains from doing that. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.